I don't really fancy myself an orator. I think that's the word. So I asked Carl to read this, but he said no. He said I need to read it. So if I pass out from nervousness, have in the fourth row, there's a big guy in there, have him take me home. And I don't mean you, Kev. It's kind of an inside joke. Anyway, this is called 21st Century Love. This is a story about a transgender woman. She was standing there. She was curvy. At first glance, she seemed to be everything I liked in a woman. She had hips, and a little side note, maybe you didn't know, but supposedly the reason that a lot of men like women with a big behind is because they're more equipped for childbearing. This is something I parse quite often, and you can call me strange for that if you want. Anyway, I met her in East Los Angeles after a harrowing and sweat-drenched 30 minutes of me ogling. She wasn't sweat-drenched, I was. She was perfectly still, perfectly calm. But I was antsy, I was nervous, I was lusting after her. Or for all I knew, I already loved her. Then I got home and she texted me. She texted me that she was transgender. I didn't know what to do, what to say, what to feel. I recalled again and again seeing her standing there alone on the street. The clouds may have been out, or it may have been summer, I don't know, I don't remember. She had a purse dangling off her shoulder, a black purse. It dangled easily off her supple shoulder. She wore jeans. She may have had a black turtleneck on. All the while I thought I heard music, but it wasn't exactly music. It was just the ice cream man coming. I guess that's funny, I don't know. I recalled the scene over and over as I lay in bed, remembering how I could barely speak to her, watching her on the street corner. What's your name, I thought to say. But no, that's too forward, that might scare her. What's your sign? No, I didn't say that either. That was a little bizarre, a little too out there for a first take. Who are you? No. I couldn't really ask her who she was unless I used the right inflection, but with my right foot shaking so strangely, I couldn't trust myself to make any kind of inflection work to my advantage. Everything I wanted to say sounded trite, impossible, hopeless. Every word I tried to speak, I almost burped out. Nothing worked. Nothing came naturally. Or maybe it all came naturally. What if my nervousness, my antsiness, my inability to make a sentence was in fact the natural way? I couldn't get a grip on this possibility at the time when I stood behind her near Echo Park Lake. God is good, you know. God is funny. God likes to play tricks. God makes you move backwards sometimes when you think you should be moving forward. I rewound the tape of her with the deep black hair, with the green eyes, with the curvy shoulders and strong yet elegant jaw. I rewound the tape and let it play on in my head as I lay in the darkness just after receiving the message. I think I responded with, I see, that's nice. I didn't know what else to say. I lay there wondering how. What was this revelation? Wondering what this revelation meant. She was standing there with the sun on her back. My body was full of electricity. Surges of lust coursed through me, moving from the crown of my head down to my fingertips, into my testicles, and out of my toes. Can you fault me for having a confused, uncertain, big reaction to it? I didn't exactly know what that meant when she told me she was transgender. I mean, in the general sense, I did know what it meant. It meant that she had transitioned, in her case, from being a man to a woman. But what did that mean for me? Did that mean if we went out and I slowly drifted my long Venus hand up her skirt, I would feel a pair of balls? Did that mean if I took her to dinner at, say, Spago, When I drifted my long Venus, thin, powerful, athletic hand up her skirt, I would feel a soft, aching dick sitting there. I didn't know. I told her that was nice when she told me she was transgender. I told her that was nice and I thought she was gorgeous, but I couldn't go any further. What would you like to call me? A coward? An ignorant, ungrateful coward? Is that what you'd like to call me? Well, for your information, I'm trying to figure all of this out too. Just because I'm here in this body that I'm only slightly comfortable with, as I imagine someone transitioning out of the gender on their birth certificate is frighteningly uncomfortable with theirs. I'm here too, and I'm totally confused and unsure about what to do with this life, what to do with this flaccid dick between my long athletic legs, this pair of testicles between my long athletic basketball player style legs. And maybe what I'm trying to say is that everyone is confused. I hope that's the case, at least. Everyone is trying to figure this out. Everyone is hopeless at some point in their lives. Maybe you, my quiet audience, is completely hopeless. Or maybe we haven't even gotten this far into the story. Maybe a tomato has hit me in the left ear, leaving me irreparably deaf, and I'm now dreaming this whole thing up. But hey, let's get hypothetical. What if I invited the girl over to my place? What if she lay on my kilim rug and pulled her pants down? What if there was nothing there but a void, a dark void, not a vagina, not a penis, not an erection, not a wet lake, but nothing? What if she came over and proved me wrong? Now, I'm not a superhero. I couldn't invite her over. I couldn't even take her out for coffee or tea. Go ahead, call me a coward. I will remind you, though, I'm doing my best. You know why I couldn't approach the transgender girl? Fear. 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 It was in my system. Fear crept its way into my DNA from my father on down. His hopelessness and terror crept into me, unfortunately. And it's taken a hell of a lot of courage to shake it off. I'm still shaking it off, mind you. I'm no superhero. Or maybe I am. Maybe I should give myself more credit. After all, since the age of 21 on, nay, maybe since the age of 16 or 18, I always said I was going to kill myself at my next birthday. I would say, yeah, 24, that's it. I'll check out. I'll off myself when I turn 24 on August 9th. A Leo dies on the cross of self-pity, the cross of shame, the cross of wallowing, the cross of just not knowing any better. Not anymore, though, don't worry. I don't plan on killing myself any longer. I've now realized that life is hard. It comes with the territory. There's no sign hanging on the door in the hospital when you're born that says, "This is all gonna be easy." That sign does not exist. Back to the girl, the transgender girl with the big ass and amazing hair that looked like wet obsidian. The hair that looked like those rivulets I remember seeing at the edge of a waterfall in Oregon. The rivulets of stone cut deep by decades upon decades of moving water. I couldn't move forward in my relationship with the transgender girl. Maybe one day when we all live on Mars and the aliens have told me what the meaning of all this is. I hope the transgender girl is doing well. I hope she's found love or something. I hope she still has that great hair and beautiful set of eyes and curvy figure and undeniable aura. I hope she knows that I too, the white heterosexual man, was just as confused a kid as she was. Or maybe she was never confused. Please excuse my presumptuous. I hope she knows that I was just as traumatized as she was. And again, presuming she was traumatized. I've been digging myself out of the mess of adolescence for the last 10, 15 some years the same way she has, again and again and again. Maybe she wasn't confused. Maybe she wasn't scared. Maybe she hasn't been digging herself out of a sad, tired grave. Maybe I've got everything backwards and wrong. Maybe next time I'll take her out and slowly drift my long, athletic Venus hand up her skirt and look her in the eyes and say, "Hey, I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad I've been given the opportunity to find out who you really are."